welcome back to our channel on this absolutely beautiful day. We are always thrilled to sit down and discuss the latest twists, turns, and shocking revelations happening in Port Charles with our dedicated viewers. The drama is definitely heating up right now, and we have a tremendous amount of ground to cover today regarding some of our absolute favorite legacy characters and their newest dilemmas. As a lifelong fan and a dedicated critic of General Hospital, I have spent decades watching the incredible evolution of these characters, and I know that many of you watching, especially those who have been with the show for many years, share this deep, enduring affection. We have seen it all, from the thrilling Ice Princess storylines of the 80s to the mob wars of the 90s and 2000s. Yet, the current storyline revolving around Carly, Jocelyn, the WSB, and an incredibly dangerous operative known as Z has captured my attention in a profoundly unique way. It is a narrative that blends the classic espionage thrills that General Hospital has always done so brilliantly, with the deep emotional family dynamics that keep us coming back day after day. I want to take some time to really unpack what is happening right now, because the layers of deception, maternal desperation, and shifting alliances are truly fascinating to witness, even if I have some reservations about how certain characters are being utilized. Let us begin by examining Carly and her current state of absolute desperation. If there is one fundamental truth that we have learned over the decades on General Hospital, it is that Carly will move heaven and earth for her children. We have watched her fight tooth and nail for Michael. We have seen her endure the unimaginable heartbreak of losing Morgan. And now we are witnessing that familiar, fierce maternal instinct kicking into high gear for Jocelyn. Carly is currently exerting an immense amount of pressure on Z to release Jocelyn from the clutches of the WSB. And honestly, can we blame her? From my perspective, Carly is doing exactly what any terrified mother would do when she realizes her daughter is entangled in a web of international espionage. The WSB is not a safe place. It is a shadowy organization with a long documented history of chewing people up and spitting them out. Carly knows this all too well, having lived in close proximity to the dangerous underworld of Port Charles for most of her adult life. However, Z is proving to be an immovable object against Carly's unstoppable force. He has flatly refused Carly's demands, firmly believing that Jocelyn has a massive future within the organization. This is where my critical eye starts to analyze the narrative choices being made by the writers. Do I believe that Jocelyn, a young woman who was previously focused on a medical career and navigating typical young adult drama, is suddenly WSB material? It is certainly a massive stretch of the imagination. Yet, if we look back at her lineage, she is the daughter of Jasper Jacks, a man who loved international adventure, and Carly, a woman who thrives in high-stakes situations. Perhaps Z sees that raw, unpolished potential in Jocelyn. He sees her resilience, her stubbornness, and her ability to think on her feet. But as a longtime viewer, I have to ask, is Z truly interested in nurturing Jocelyn's potential? Or is he simply grooming her to be a disposable asset? Knowing the history of WSB directors, my instincts lean heavily toward the latter. The dynamic between Carly and Z is crackling with tension, and it is a testament to the fact that Carly is now facing a completely different breed of adversary. She is used to dealing with mobsters, local rivals, and emotional manipulators. Z, on the other hand, represents the cold, calculating, and bureaucratic danger of a government agency that operates above the law. He does not care about Carly's threats, and he certainly does not care about her maternal anguish. This places Carly in a uniquely vulnerable position, a space where her usual tactics of intimidation and sheer willpower are largely ineffective. It is deeply compelling to watch Carly navigate this new terrain, realizing that the danger surrounding her family has escalated to a global scale. She is facing new, unprecedented perils, and the realization that she might not be able to simply yell her way out of this situation is a refreshing, albeit stressful, development for her character. But just when the situation seems entirely bleak for Carly, a massive ray of hope pierces through the darkness. Carly receives the astonishingly good news that Jason Morgan and Valentine Cassadine are about to be released. And the most shocking part of this revelation is that their freedom is a direct result of Jocelyn's actions within the WSB. This plot twist is nothing short of brilliant. It completely subverts our expectations. For years, we have watched Jason and other seasoned veterans rescue the younger generation from various perils. Now, the script has been entirely flipped. Jocelyn, the supposed novice in this dangerous world, has managed to outmaneuver the system enough to secure the release of two of the most lethal and experienced men in Port Charles. It is a bold narrative choice that gives Jocelyn significant agency, proving that she is not just a helpless victim waiting to be saved, but a proactive player in this high-stakes game. This development leads us to what is undoubtedly the most exciting prospect of this entire storyline, the impending alliance between Jason Morgan and Valentine Cassadine. As a fan, the very idea of these two men working together sends shivers down my spine. Think about it for a moment. Jason is the stoic, fiercely loyal enforcer with a rigid moral code when it comes to protecting those he loves. Valentine is the cunning, sophisticated, and often ruthless Cassadine who operates in the grayest of moral areas. They are complete opposites in their methodologies and their temperaments, yet they are now bound by a common, urgent goal. They are both ready to face immense new pressures to rescue Jocelyn from the WSB's control. The friction and the reluctant respect that will inevitably develop between these two powerhouses is exactly the kind of character-driven drama that makes General Hospital so enduringly captivating. Let us delve into Jason's motivations first. Jason's connection to Jocelyn is profound and deeply rooted in the history of the show. He has been a surrogate father figure, a protector, and a constant, reassuring presence in her life since she was a little girl. The thought of Jocelyn being manipulated and endangered by a faceless organization like the WSB is something Jason simply cannot abide. I can only imagine the quiet, simmering rage building inside him. Jason is a man of action, not words. And knowing that Jocelyn risked her own safety to secure his release will only amplify his sense of duty toward her. He will not rest until she is safely extracted from Z's grasp. And we all know that a highly motivated Jason Morgan is the most dangerous force in the General Hospital universe. Valentine's involvement, however, adds a fascinating layer of complexity to the rescue mission. Why is Valentine so invested in Jocelyn's fate? Perhaps it is his own lingering ties to the espionage world and his inherent disdain for the corrupt elements within the WSB. Or perhaps it is a sense of profound debt, knowing that this young woman played a crucial role in his own liberation. Valentine understands the inner workings of the WSB better than anyone in Port Charles. He knows their tactics, their hidden safe houses, and their bureaucratic vulnerabilities. Having him team up with Jason creates a perfectly balanced tactical unit. Jason provides the raw, unstoppable physical force, while Valentine provides the strategic espionage expertise. Watching these two navigate their differences to dismantle Z's operation is going to be incredibly satisfying for those of us who appreciate complex, multi-layered storytelling. However, the mission ahead of them is fraught with escalating danger because Z is rapidly proving himself to be a formidable and increasingly unhinged antagonist. The narrative is making it very clear that Z's actions are becoming more dangerous by the minute. He is not just a desk-bound bureaucrat pushing papers. He is a man with a dark, overarching agenda who is willing to cross any ethical line to achieve his goals. The pressure is mounting, and the stakes are higher than ever. If Carly is already facing new dangers just by pushing back against him verbally, imagine the wrath Z will unleash when he realizes that Jason and Valentine are actively working in the shadows to dismantle his entire operation. We are looking at a potential powder keg situation, and I am genuinely on the edge of my seat, waiting to see how the writers orchestrate this inevitable collision. The most chilling aspect of this entire scenario is the impending revelation of Z's true motives. The information we are receiving indicates that Jason is on the verge of uncovering Z's dark plan, and the core of this conspiracy revolves around Z using Jocelyn merely as a pawn. This is where the true villainy of the WSB shines through. To them, individuals are not people with families and futures. They are assets, leverage, and disposable tools to be used in a larger geopolitical chess match. What exactly is Z planning? Is he using Jocelyn to gain leverage over the Port Charles mob territory? Is he trying to force Sonny Corinthos or Jason into committing acts on behalf of the WSB? The possibilities are endless and terrifying. Using a young woman's life and future as a bargaining chip is a despicable act, and it perfectly sets the stage for the explosive confrontation that is currently brewing. As a critic, I must admit that while I initially struggled with the concept of Jocelyn as a spy, the way this storyline has evolved has completely won me over. The writers have cleverly used her involvement in the WSB as a catalyst to bring together some of the most dynamic characters on the canvas. It has forced Carly to confront a danger she cannot simply intimidate. It has given Jocelyn a chance to prove her immense capability, and most importantly, it has set the stage for an epic team-up between Jason and Valentine. It is a masterful weaving of different character arcs into one cohesive, high-stakes narrative. I may not agree with every single creative decision made along the way, but I cannot deny that the resulting drama is highly effective, emotionally resonant, and deeply engaging. We are rapidly approaching a massive climax. The tension is palpable, and the narrative threads are pulling tighter and tighter with each passing episode. Carly's desperate maternal love, Jocelyn's newfound agency, Jason's unwavering loyalty, Valentine's strategic brilliance, and Z's dark, manipulative ambition are all on a direct collision course. The revelation that Z is using Jocelyn as a pawn is the spark that will ignite this powder keg, proving that this situation is truly about to explode in ways that will forever alter the landscape of Port Charles. As longtime viewers, this is the exact type of sweeping, high-stakes drama we tune in for. It honors the rich history of these beloved characters while pushing them into thrilling, uncharted new territories.